for the rant wheel. Here's how it works. We spin a wheel. Wherever it lands, we talk about the topic. It has landed on Carbs. They tell me, they say, hey, we're going to put you on HBO. You're going to sit next to John and Tommy. No carbs today. No carbs tomorrow. I ate a quesadilla half an hour ago.
I have a good trick for how to not eat carbs.
How do you do it?
Give up and eat them whenever you want. And just be cool with being fatter than you used to be, because it's really fun. And if you feel bad about it, I have a really good way of comforting yourself, which is eating more carbs.
Now,
not one single thing in my life has gotten worse since I gained weight.
I hear that. And I respect the hell of it. And maybe one day I can get there. Mm-hmm. But right now, every day, it's just me versus those fucking Cheez-Its. It's just all I have to do is walk down a hallway and turn a knob. And I got Cheez-Its in my hand.
What knob? What are you talking about? There's no knobs you could ever turn that would give you access to Cheez-Its.
What do you work in the Google office or something?
Cupboards have knobs that just you pull. You don't turn them.
No.
Where are these Cheez-Its?
At Crooked, you go into the kitchen, you turn right, you got Cheez-Its, trail mix. I think there's also Goldfish, which is like, what are we even doing here? Those are too similar. But sometimes I do like to mix it up, you know?
To me, it feels like you're choosing for this taping between like having like a skinny body and like joyless eyes.
That's right.
Or like in a alive face and just like a little bit of a less skinny body. And I feel like the second one is going to look better.
Counterpoint. I want people to think I'm sick. It has landed on romaine lettuce.
Okay, this one's me. I just don't think we realized how much we needed it. Like, Like, what the fuck has been going on? You walk into Trader Joe's and it's bare. You go into Chipotle and they're like, we're so sorry. Like, we didn't even know. Our country was built on romaine lettuce. And I've been experimenting. I've been trying. I've been buttering. I've been aruguling. And it's just not the same. It's horrible. Truly, E. coli makes the heart grow fonder. Because now we realize how good we had it. And we need it to come back. And I'm so happy. And God, I'm so sad for those people. And I just want it crispy and green and beautiful and back in those bags.
We took romaine for granted.
We did.
We thought it would always be there until the day it wasn't. And we realized we never told romaine we loved you.
And over Thanksgiving, the only holiday people cook. We just removed a whole chunk of the pyramid.
And also, it's not like Americans were clamoring for salad. Let's get to the dirty truth of it. There's a lot of people out there that asked for a salad, found out they couldn't have one, and were like, hell yeah.
By the way, there was a strand of people on Twitter when this happened who were very like, well, if you're eating romaine, you're the problem anyway. It's like, no, we eat fucking romaine lettuce. You can't avoid it. Stop pretending you're above fine light green roughage.
Yeah, it's not iceberg. We're not animals. It has landed on Shark Thieves. I know it's an odd phrase, but Emily's going to tell us about it.
So, okay, and I could rant and rave about this. It's a complicated, nuanced story with a lot of emotional highs and lows. These guys went to an aquarium in Texas, and in that area where you can pet the fish and reach into the tanks, they just stole a shark by netting it and then putting it in a baby stroller and walking out of there like it was their baby. And getting in a pickup truck, and managers of the aquarium ran after them, doing a thing they've never had to do before, which is be like, hey, bring that shark back here. I'm a little unclear on the sequence of events, but eventually they caught the guys. They got the shark back. They went to their house and got a confession. And at the guy's house, he had built a pretty big aquarium for the shark to be in that they thought another shark had lived in at some point. I like to think he was shark sitting for someone, and that shark died. And he's trying to do a switcheroo before they come back to town. And he had no idea where else to get one.
Shut up. It has landed on Lady Gaga repeating herself. I did want to talk about this one because how many of you people saw this? How many of you guys saw this?
We all did.
Everybody saw it. This video of Lady Gaga using the same anecdote again and again and again and saying, there were 100 people who told me no, but Bradley Cooper said yes. And she said it a lot. It was her thing she went to, and her thing she would turn to Bradley Cooper and she would say with great fanfare and emotion and sincerity and maybe even a little water in those eyes.
I probably said this earlier, but there can be 100 people in a room watching you and 99 don't believe in you and just one does, and it can change everything. I would not be here without you.
And it was as if it was the first time she said it, but it wasn't the first time she said it. It was the thousandth time she said it. And people were sharing this as if Lady Gaga did something wrong. What kind of greedy, childish little cultural creeps have we become? We demand these people, politicians, Gagas, others, do incredible amounts of press in order to get in front of us in our various siloed little mediums. I don't watch it there. I get my news about Gaga through a tiny box that appears in one app. So she's got to fucking get herself into that goddamn box. I get my political news from an app that searches Twitter for topics that are my Facebook friends like, and that's where I get my news. So Lady Gaga's got to get in that fucking thing too. And so Lady Gaga now has to do what, Roosevelt got to do one fireside fucking chat. Lady Gaga has got to say the same shit 1,000 times. Hillary Clinton has to say the same thing 1,000 times. Barack Obama has to say the same thing 1,000 times. Donald Trump has to say the same thing 1,000 times. And so now our standard is we want someone authentic, a word we use to stand in for integrity. Well, what does authentic mean to us now? It means doing a great job at being incredibly insincere, being so fucking good at it. You have to be such a good actor so that you can seem authentic. That's what this content-hungry little fucking sugar-eating monsters we've become demand from everyone. And the second we are exposed to the thing we make them do, the product we demand, the press and publicity we need in our fucking eyeballs before we'll deign to buy a movie ticket or cast a vote, we're offended. How dare this person repeat that soundbite that I need to know was said just once for me. And so we allow this idea of authenticity to stand in for integrity. Meanwhile, you know who's really good at being authentic? Donald fucking Trump. He's great at putting on a show and saying it like he's saying it for the first time. You people happy with that? You happy with it? So give Lady Gaga a goddamn break.
It has landed on Glenn Close.
I've never been happier.
Suggested by one Louis Vertel.
I'm almost sorry to infiltrate the show with this, but here's what I'm going to say.
I'm so nervous.
Okay, no, I'm applauding Glenn Close. Oh. But I just want to say, we're about to embark on an Oscar season in which Glenn Close will again be up for a losing Oscar campaign. Yeah. And I want to say that on the one hand, I am happy because it connects me to my gay grandparents, who also had to do this in the 80s. In 1982, lost to Jessica Lange, lost to Linda Hunt, lost to Peggy Ashcroft. Then she lost to, in 1987, who, Guy Branum?
Cher.
That's exactly right. And she's about to lose to another singer.
You think Gaga's
Lady Gaga.
We haven't even seen the movies yet.
Yeah.
I saw the Wife, so don't tell me I didn't see the Wife.
You haven't seen A Star Is Born yet.
No, but like everybody agrees it's like the number one thing. People are rooting for her. She's going to get nominated for song and for actress.
Also, let's talk about the fact that it was 1988 for Dangerous Liaisons, so she was truly robbed.
Yes.
Am I gay?
Do you feel left out?
Am I still gay? I think so. I don't know. Let's spin it again.
On Louis C.K., which was suggested by Dana.
Oh my God, guys! How did we let this happen?
Me Too movement is this really powerful and amazing thing, and women and men are finally becoming empowered to be able to stand up and speak about things that have happened to them. But we will lose all of that if we just collectively, whether it's through apathy or whether it's through disagreement, just say that, okay, well, the proper punishment for this is a 9-month timeout, and then you can just come back like business as usual. I have jars of almond butter in my fridge that have been there for longer than Louis C.K. stopped doing comedy. And I know it's a really difficult conversation to have of how do we move forward from this? Because there is no answer, and no two people are going to agree. People are going to, either be comfortable with him back on stage or want him, alone in Antarctica forever. But just because it's a hard conversation to have, doesn't mean it's one that we're just completely ignore and let him get back to business as usual. Because in any other field, if someone repeatedly went up to female coworkers and was like, hi, can I masturbate in front of you? Just habitually for 20 years, in no other field would we let him come back after 10 months. A lawyer would be disbarred, and a manager at California Pizza Kitchen would no longer be a manager at California Pizza Kitchen. It's just because comedy as a whole has no HR department, that means the responsibility is on all of us collectively to not be quiet about this.
I just want to imagine a California Pizza Kitchen manager going back after 10 months and just clients of that CBK being like, he's fucking back. He's back, baby. That guy that jerked off in front of people is back at this CPK, and it's about fucking time.
What? So he can never ladle marinara again? What? Never? How's he gonna feed his family?
Can't bring me a Monterey dip?
We both pitched this for the Rant Wheel.
Yeah,
and
no,
then
we wanted to talk about
secretly,
this.
I was glad that you did it, because I was I'm still trying to have a career in comedy, and this man's about to be on top deciding who does and doesn't get jobs in 10 seconds, you know?
That's comforting.
So it's, I mean, he truly is, and it's I feel I don't believe he can never come back. I feel we have to figure out how long it is. It certainly isn't right now. Also, you can't just come back showing your sweaty face in a black t-shirt just on stage, not talking about the shit. You need to come back in a real incognito kind of quiet way.
Or at least have the decency to do a Barbara Walters interview and pretend to be really sad.
Tell us what you've
that
learned,
decency.
do a mea culpa, be I went on a retreat, I found God, whatever. But do anything else. Write a book, do something quiet, fund some women's projects that you like to work with. Drop a mixtape, become an indie trap art, do a Chris Gaines, Garth Brooks thing. I don't care. And then we don't know it's you, and then in 2 years after you've showed all the progress you've made, suddenly be haha, that was me. And we're what indie trap house artist gesticulate is Louis C.K.? What? There's so much shit he could do slowly, and I do think people should be able to come back in certain circumstances, but it's just not right now, dude. Just give us a minute. And if you are gonna come back in full force right now, surround yourself with women like me and women like Dana who are still fucking so angry at you, because at least we'll keep you from fucking up again.
It is. Megan has, with a very heavy hand, landed it on falling asleep on the couch. Gotta stop falling asleep on the couch. I think there's a lot of people out there in this hectic world of ours, quite secretly, falling asleep at night on the couch for reasons that are kind of confusing. That it's time. There's one. You know it's time to get ready for bed. You know this. You know also that you've not been following the last 10 minutes of Homecoming or the last 10 minutes of The Baking Show. You know that you're losing it. Your eyes are closing. You're falling asleep. And yet, you do this thing where you're it's good. You're it's fine. I know it's bad. I know that I ate the last bit of chocolate-covered cashews and it is gross, but it's also fine. I'm going to fall asleep here. Because, and here's where I think it gets a little dark, because if I get up and get ready for bed and go to sleep, I'm admitting that there are 4 things I was going to do today that I didn't do because I got to do them tomorrow. And plus, there's just the friction of getting ready for bed. And then combination has millions of us every night sitting on that couch, that last thing of just, I'm going to sleep here for 45 minutes. And it is the worst fucking sleep. And we do it again and again. I'm looking at a lot of people who do it. It's one of the darkest secrets in America right now because we're so like, there's too many people to respond to. There's too many texts you miss. There's too many things you had to get done today. And every single day you fail. And that last step of going to bed is the admission. It is the admission of guilt that once again, you did not forward the mail from the old person who lived at your house. And they're never going to get that Etsy package. And what is in there? What's in there? You were supposed to send that today. That is too specific.
Yeah, that's the part where it got specific. Not
and
the
so,
TV shows, the cashews.
So I just think if I could take the step of talking about it, we can all start talking about the fact that we are falling asleep on the couch and it has to stop.
Who are we mad at? Are we mad at the couch?
And just for the listeners at home, everyone in the studio standing ovation saying, yes, we do the same thing.
I do want more. I want more of a picture. Are you lying down? Are you fully reclined? Or are you like my dad, like sitting straight up?
This is a hypothetical thing. This is a hypothetical
John,
thing.
this is deeply about you.
This is a hypothetical thing about something people are dealing with. And I wanted to talk about it. And what happens is, honestly, some people, what they do is they take the cushion and they make it horizontal and then they watch the last 5 minutes of something.
And for the listeners, John is actually tearing up.
All I'm saying is we have to admit
make the cushion horizontal.
We have to admit to ourselves.
Horizontal?
As in you take it from the because
No, I know what horizontal is.
all I'm saying is we have to admit to ourselves that it's okay and we should get ready for bed. And I don't care how weird this sounds, because I believe in my bones that this is one of the most common experiences no one is talking about. We got to stop falling asleep on the couch and get better sleep. And we'll deal with the things we didn't do today, tomorrow.